Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley with you. It is Wednesday and no storms to track today, no severe weather either. Instead, we've seen pretty calm conditions and something that will continue to follow over the next couple of days. Sunshine is back, lower humidity trying to come back, well, at least for now. So where are we going after this? Well, let's get right to it. I'll start you off with today and a little weather oddity, something that I find very interesting. You may or may not. I'm not sure, but I'm going to call this an almanac bingo, so to speak. For today, we had a high of 88. We had a low of 69. What's the average high and low? 88 and 69. So exactly on the money for today. And again, that doesn't happen as often as you might think. Right now, looking live over Burlington, things are comfortable or calmer, at least, than yesterday. We do have a little bit of haze in the sky. You might have noticed this throughout the day today. We had it yesterday and the day before as well. This is still some wildfire smoke coming in from the U.S. West Coast. Places like Oregon and Washington having a lot of fires, and that's coming our way, at least for now. Should lessen a little bit going into tomorrow. Temperatures have not been quite as hot as they were, and of course, we don't really have the storms to worry about any longer. Temperatures this afternoon in the mid-80s. That's where we stand right now. Low 80s in the foothills currently, low 70s in the North Carolina mountains. This is not a bad deal for the month of July or even for the month of August. The humidity is probably the biggest impact, though. Take a look at this. Our dew points have fallen throughout the day, and where we are right now, you can see they've gone all the way into the upper 50s and low 60s. That's different. That's not something we see all the time in the summertime. And I think you'll probably notice that difference soon if you haven't felt it already. You can clearly see the trend as well. So the dew point change over the last day has been pretty dramatic, especially over the last couple of hours. There's really a big difference between that humid zone and the drier air like we're seeing right now. So hopefully you can enjoy that. There's going to be some reward early tomorrow morning. Take a look at this. Low temperatures in the low 60s to mid 60s. Pretty comfortable. So we're going to see that tomorrow morning. This is for early on your Thursday. We'll continue to watch for that on Friday morning. So a couple of days escaping some of the humidity for a change. We'll take what we can get. We're still in the summertime, of course. We've still got a ways to go. So if you like that sort of thing, go ahead and enjoy it, whatever you might be doing across our area. Now, we're coming off of yesterday, which was quite a busy day for weather across the Carolinas. And it's really cleared out very, very nicely. But I thought it might be helpful to go through about a 24-hour loop of the weather. So yesterday at this time, we were still going through it with a lot of showers and thunderstorms. Then they moved out into eastern North Carolina, and even early this morning, there were still a few out toward the coast. Now, everybody is basically calmed down and cleared out. That front has passed off to our south, still pretty much near Florida and Georgia and Alabama. And up to the north, low pressure on that side of things, well, it's been creating a whole nother mess. This is some chaos up that way that's been creating flooding as a problem, repeated rounds of heavy rainfall. And if you look at it, some very interesting swirls you can track here on radar, kind of pivoting their way through upstate New York, Massachusetts, and New England. Just kind of mesmerizing to watch, but unfortunately, the damage has been significant. When you get a storm that takes a path backward like this, it really fuels some very heavy rainfall, and they've had some pretty terrible impacts up in the Northeast today with something that we can relate to. We see those storms from time to time in North Carolina as well. Lightning was a huge deal yesterday. If we look across our region yesterday, there were over 50,000 lightning strikes. What's interesting, though, is most of our area kind of got skipped. From Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point, we were kind of on the edge of things. But looking here, Rockingham County, Alamance County, that was that storm that rolled through the Raleigh area and worked its way into eastern North Carolina. This is where it was most intense. I mean, that's just nuts. Over the last 24 hours, tons of lightning out east. So a lot going on weather-wise. What we're going to find going forward, dry air and high pressure the next couple of days. Nothing to really worry about for Thursday or Friday or heading into the first part of the weekend. I would expect Saturday to be mostly dry. Let's call it mostly dry for Saturday. Reason is we should avoid widespread thunderstorms. I think Saturday's mostly on the dry side still, but you can never say never and we have a little humidity building back in, because this weekend the humidity will be coming back. At the same time, we've got a low pressure area that's kind of sliding into our west. On Sunday, it'll be close enough that it'll have an impact for us. And what that'll do is it'll make it easier for showers, thunderstorms to form every now and again. Now at this time, I don't expect widespread severe weather. It's certainly not going to be a tornado risk again or something like that. But what we will see is a pretty good chance for rain, and it could be repeated rounds of rain as well, maybe even some heavy showers. So watching that very carefully going into Sunday, and it possibly could last all the way into next Monday and Tuesday, just kind of sits around for a couple of days. What these low pressure areas do makes it easier for the air to rise throughout the atmosphere and adding up some rainfall amounts. So when we look at the weekend, when we look at early next week, we could see 1 to 2 inches of rain pretty easily, something, despite our recent wet weather, that we still need. Now tomorrow, pay attention in the morning. We'll be telling you all about the newest drought release. The drought map comes out every Thursday. That'll be something that we're watching, and we'll, of course, have that covered for you on the morning show and throughout the day here on News 2. We're expecting some impacts, some improvements, let's say, going into tomorrow. Let's get you the 7-day forecast before we let you go. Temperatures in the mid and upper 80s for tomorrow. We'll be having low humidity in the morning, temperatures in the mid 60s to start the day. By the afternoon and the evening, we're going to see temperatures getting into the mid 80s as well, upper 80s for Friday, and then looking beyond that, we'll have mid 80s for Saturday, and then Sunday's the day that the rain could be returning to our area and maybe sticking around for a couple of days. A few inches of rain could be possible. We'll keep you posted. That's your 7-day forecast. We've got a lot of local news, local weather and national weather coming up for you on the Impact Show. That's in just about 2 minutes.